I'm Luis from Legion of Racers. If you're starting out on sim racing, but you're struggling with car control, here are 5 driving tips for beginners that would help.
The first tip is very simple. Don't go too fast. This is a common mistake done by many people starting out on sim racing. One has to bear in mind that sim racing games are not like most other racing games where one can just mash the gas all the way through the corner. So don't worry about starting slow and taking the time to get a good feel of how sim racing works. Brake on a straight line, go easy on the steering angle and throttle inputs, especially when it's your first time to do sim racing, particularly with a gaming wheel. Start with lower powered cars and wide tracks. Many beginners are often shocked when they try out a sim rig but on a high powered car like a GT3 or F1 car at a technical track. To get a feel of sim racing as a beginner, you'll want to start with lower powered cars, which are easier to handle, and wide tracks to allow some margin of error. Tracks like Silverstone have plenty of runoff areas, allowing for easier recoveries in case of overshooting a corner. Don't be afraid to use driving assists. Sure, there are some situations or games where turning off assists would make you faster, but this is no longer the case in most modern racing games. Vehicle driving aids such as traction control and ABS, along with visual racing lines and braking assists, are useful for beginners to help get a general idea of how drivers should approach and exit corners. As you develop your driving skill and style, you will eventually want to disable some racing line assists and then slowly turn down TCS and ABS up until where it is optimal for your car of choice and your driving style. Take time to learn the course combo. Whenever you try a new car on any track, take the time to learn how the track flows with the car. Depending on your car of choice, some corners on the track may be taken faster or slower, you might need to brake earlier or later, or take note of what curves to avoid, etc. In general, you always want to brake much earlier before an oncoming corner when it's your first time out on a track when changing combos. How one can learn a track down to the optimal points will be discussed on a separate video. Lastly, don't forget to have fun. You will not grow effectively if you are not enjoying what you do in the first place. All of the previous tips mentioned earlier applies to many racing games, particularly ones with realistic physics. So regardless of your choice of game, have fun and explore what the game has to offer. Beat your best lap in a time trial, get immersed into a story, race online with friends, do driving challenges, and more. As you rack up the seat time with your favorite racing game, you will learn something new along the way as you progress.
And that's it. I hope these 5 tips will help you get up to speed quicker in sim racing. So get out there, pick up your favorite racing game, and I'll see you on the virtual tracks.